You're live with BBC News. The Trump administration confirmed on Tuesday that it's revoking temporary protected status for Somali immigrants in the U.S. The program grants work authorization and protection from deportation to foreigners from certain countries. The Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said that the move was based on improved conditions in Somalia. Around 2,500 immigrants are expected to be affected with deportation protections due to expire on March 17th. The move comes a month after President Trump called Somalians garbage and claimed that they contribute nothing to the U.S. He's also taken similar steps against immigrants from other countries, including Afghanistan, Cameroon, Ethiopia, Haiti, and Myanmar. All right, joining me now live is Jaylani Hussein, the executive director of the Minnesota chapter of the Council on American-Islamic Relations. This move would affect around 2,500 Somalis living and working in the U.S. What kind of impact do you think that would have?
Well, obviously, we expected something like that to come after the president already tweeted out this ending of the TPS program earlier this year, last year, and around Thanksgiving. And so, unfortunately, we were hoping that that would not be the case, but now they've actually formalized that. And so it does impact a large number of population. Obviously, the numbers that they're saying and the numbers that we have are a little different. We think it's about 500 to 700 individuals is what we had been told. And so, but most of those individuals are living in mixed status homes. Their children are often citizens. They may have spouses. So we're hoping that all of them can seek legal counsel, immigration legal counsel, and begin the process to use other formats of pathways to citizenship and exercise that right, because all of them are not going to immediately be deported, as the Department of Justice is saying at this moment. But again, it's the continuation of the anti-Black attack by this administration. President Trump hates Black people. He has said that. He's done that. That's part of his history. If you look at right now, the entire map of where there is a travel ban, it's pretty much half of Africa and a few other countries added to it. So he continues to talk about immigration, but it's really been a clear attack on Black people in this country.
Well, let me ask you, just to put what the administration has said to you here, and Donald Trump has also said, of course, that he's done more for African Americans than any other president. That's leave that aside for now. But we heard Kristi Noem, the DHS secretary, saying that this is a move done because conditions in Somalia have improved enough to end this TPS program. Do you agree with that?
I don't, because their own Secretary of State website does not say that. Once the Secretary of State website actually says what Kristi Noem is saying, then we may actually come to a conclusion. One department says you cannot travel to Somalia, and another department says the conditions on the ground have improved. So Kristi Noem has been lying. This federal government continues to lie. In fact, by ending TPS of Somalia, you're literally pretty much made the framework to end the entire program. Because Somalia is still considered a nation that is still struggling, not safe for Americans to go. And so therefore, no, absolutely not. This is a lie. One, the State Department says don't go. Kristi Noem says it's safe to go. Which is it? And in fact, we know, as other countries across the world who are a little bit more insane about what's happening would agree with what the Secretary of State would probably say on their website.
The president also said, and this was earlier today, that he would revoke the citizenship of any naturalized immigrant from Somalia or anywhere else, he said, who's convicted of defrauding U.S. citizens. What's your reaction to that? Do you think that's a reaction to this fraud scandal in Minnesota that's involved members of the Somali American community?
Well, first of all, fraud is wrong, period. But what we are actually witnessing, again, going back to the anti-Black agenda, America has a long history of looking at Black people through the lens of criminalization. We have seen this in this country after slavery until today. We have the largest incarceration of Black people anywhere in the world. And this continues on that same legacy to frame an entire community on the actions of individuals. And that is the same method that is being used here. Fraud is wrong, period. But what we are seeing right now in this moment is an attack on an entire community. And that is racist and dehumanizing. But we will have the final say, as today we are seeing as Minneapolis is responding, and the rest of the country is, after the murder of Renee Good. As I'm speaking to you today, many prosecutors in the Department of Justice in the state of Minnesota have resigned because this administration asked them to violate United States Constitution, as they are violating, because President Trump thinks that he can just revoke people's citizenship because he doesn't like them. That is not how the Constitution works. And it's about time that Americans, regardless of who they are, to start defending the Constitution from foreign enemies, domestic or otherwise.
Jaylani Hussein, the executive director of CAIR there in the state of Minnesota, thank you very much. We appreciate it.